Enough is enough. We must rein in Washington's reckless spending.
I'm Dr. Bob, and that's my prescription. I'm Dr. Bob Onder, Congressman from Missouri's 3rd Congressional District. First, I want to discuss what happened in Minneapolis this week when an immigration and customs enforcement agent was ambushed by 2 suspects while attempting to apprehend a violent, illegal immigrant. Wednesday's incident occurred just a week after another episode, the fatal shooting of anti-ICE activist and accused domestic terrorist Renee Good. Although many have demonized the officer, review of the videos shows that Ms. Good was blocking traffic, disobeying an officer's lawful orders, and looking directly at the officer and accelerating her car toward him when the officer had to defend himself. He was clearly acting in self-defense in this tragic incident. What motivates people to assault law enforcement officers? The hateful rhetoric and open resistance encouraged by too many on the left, including many of my Democrat colleagues here in the U.S. Congress. Law enforcement officers, including ICE agents, are simply enforcing laws that have been on the books for decades. If Democrats don't like these laws, they should change them, not encourage violence against the brave men and women who are just doing their jobs. Well, it's been a busy start to 2026 here in Congress. The Senate is expected to pass a substantial budget bill today, which already passed the House by an overwhelming 397 to 28 margin. The package covers funding for the Departments of Commerce, Justice, and Interior, science and related agencies, and energy and water projects. That lopsided margin on the budget vote reflects a shared understanding. The American people should never again be held hostage as they were this fall during the Schumer shutdown. Elections have consequences, and shutdowns are not leadership. Politicians in Washington should put aside their personal agendas and understand that simple principle. The Schumer shutdown was destructive and irresponsible. I will work to keep our government functioning for the people of Missouri's 3rd District. Turning to the Supreme Court, this week justices heard oral arguments in Little v. Heckox and West Virginia v. BPJ, cases centering on laws passed by Idaho and West Virginia that ensure women's sports are reserved for women. The court is weighing whether these common sense protections violate the 14th Amendment or Title IX. Justice Brett Kavanaugh captured the heart of the issue, stating, "For the individual girl who does not make the team or doesn't get on the stand for a medal, there's a harm here, and we can't sweep that aside." He rightfully emphasized both the progress of women's sports and the basic fairness at stake. What was most revealing during the arguments was the inability or unwillingness of the opposing side to define what a man or a woman is. When courts cannot even agree on biological reality, it becomes clear just how far the radical transgender ideology has drifted from common sense. A majority of justices appear poised to uphold these common sense state laws, and they should. Men have an enormous physical advantage over women in sports. Protecting women's sports is about fairness, safety, and equal opportunity, values Americans across the country should instinctively understand. Well, that's all for this week. Thank you all for tuning in. It's an honor and a privilege to serve you in the U.S. Congress. I'm Dr. Bob, and that's my prescription.